God, that's
The
terrible.
smoke just got really bad, so I just started packing up all of our stuff.
Hey everybody, welcome to
Hello.
Pop React with me, BP1 and BP2.
Hello there.
Yeah, today we're checking out some of the wildfires, the horrendous news that we're seeing over here in Britain of California and in particular Los Angeles. You know, the county fires, mate. It's awful to see, isn't it, on the news.
Just total devastation.
Yeah, I was seeing bits and bobs, and it's not great. So I thought we should sit and look at, you know, what really is going on. And
yes,
yeah,
it's just the you know the vast area, the amount of people displaced, the amount of people that are coming in to help from all over. So yeah, we'll have a look at this. I did watch a Sky News broadcast last night, and I think it was one of the American channels. They were out in a helicopter going over the area now that most of the fires have been put out. So this is going to go back sort of a few days, bring us up to speed really. But like I say, heart goes out to anybody that's involved or have got family there.
Yeah.
So hope everybody out there is taking care. And yeah,
I saw some of the Canadian water planes that would come down and filling up. They're big old boys, them water planes.
They are indeed. Yeah, I think all surrounding states have sent in firefighters. I think they've even got the prison firefighters helping out as well.
Wow.
Prisoners that sort of are qualified firefighters in prison are coming out and being send everybody.
Yeah.
But all right, let's have a look what's going on. I mean, awful.
Fear and concern is growing tonight as flames light up the Los Angeles hillsides.
Hades, isn't it?
Firefighters are scrambling to contain several major fires tonight. Just into our newsroom, we are learning of another fire erupting, this time in Sylmar in the San Fernando Valley. Extremely strong winds are fanning the dangerous and potentially deadly flames that have already forced tens of thousands of people to evacuate. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Laura Painter.
Look, that's someone's house.
Thomas. We're tracking the latest on the firefight tonight. I want you to take a look. I want to show you the location of the two biggest fires. They're both in L.A. County. The Palisades fire west of L.A. in the Pacific Palisades, and the new Eaton fire is northeast of the city near Pasadena.
Tonight, Sacramento Metro and city firefighters are heading to Southern California to help hundreds of firefighters already on the front lines. They gathered their belongings to head south just hours ago.
This might seem rare, but this is something that we've been experiencing more and more lately. And as these fire seasons keep going on, they just keep getting extended to pretty much almost year-round at this point.
Yeah.
What you're seeing tonight is really the local, region, and state coming together and saying, you know what, there's a major disaster happening in Southern California. We need your help.
Yeah.
We're told local crews could spend up to 14 days in Los Angeles, making sure the flames are put out. And first, here's a look at where the Palisades fire is burning. It's just northwest of Santa Monica.
Evacuations have been ordered past Highway 27, known as Topanga Canyon, down to Highway 1 or the Pacific Coast Highway, and into parts of Santa Monica. Here's what Governor Gavin Newsom had to say today.
And saw firsthand the impact of these swirling winds and the embers and the number of structures that are destroyed, of how serious this moment is and how important it is you listen to these evacuation orders.
Yeah.
And take a look. This is video of the flames burning at the Getty Villa Museum tonight. The president and CEO of the museum says some trees and vegetation burned, but good news is the galleries are protected.
And take a look at the latest numbers from CAL FIRE. The Palisades fire is now nearly 3,000 acres large, with evacuation orders impacting at least 30,000 people.
And we know this was 7 days ago. We know that since this report, it just got worse.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. Like the evacuation orders now from Malibu. I mean, the amount of houses that actually have gone from Malibu is
There
crazy.
are no estimates on how many homes are destroyed or how many remain threatened.
But just as firefighters are working to contain a second fire burning near Pasadena, the growing Palisades fire is leaving a trail of destruction.
And this new video, nighttime video, just into our newsroom shows the intense flames and powerful winds.
How do you put it out? It's just too big.
I mean,
Pops, explosions, and flames sweeping through a Los Angeles hillside, dotted with celebrity homes as winds picked
like
up
lava,
Tuesday night. This is new video of the Palisades fire, showing thick smoke and powerful wind fueling massive flames you see here on the side of a highway. Homes are destroyed and tens of thousands of people remain under evacuation orders. Clogged roads force some to abandon their cars and run for their lives.
The smoke just got really bad, so I just started packing up all of our stuff, and we got in the car to go. And then all the cars were abandoned, so I had nowhere to go.
You can't go through.
Get out of my car and start walking. The smoke is so bad. I have no idea where we're going.
This is video of abandoned cars moved out of the way by a bulldozer to make a path for emergency vehicles. Fire trucks racing to the scene. Aircraft attacking the fire from above.
We threw everything we had at it really quick. We knew that if we didn't get it in 20 minutes, it would go to hundreds of acres.
And I've seen tons of fires. This is nothing. I'm scared for my life. It's terrifying.
Actor James Woods posting this video of flames near his home.
We've got a lot of planes going over.
Firefighters in an all-out battle to save this shopping center, pulling hoses right through businesses, even using buckets at one point to stop the spread. The fire started around 10:30 Tuesday morning, erupting in the Pacific Palisades foothills west.
You can't do anything with a bucket, unfortunately. I mean, you do anything you can, I guess, but
I mean, society seems, we seem to have moved on in leaps and bounds in most things, doesn't it? But when it comes to fighting fires, it's a hose, some water, and a bloke stood there. I mean, I know we got the foam stuff in that for airports and planes, and they're dropping that powder, the fire retardant powder over. So I mean, everywhere is sort of covered in pink powder now. What these planes are dropping, I just quickly checked. So as of a couple of days ago, it's now 40,000 acres, 12,000 homes destroyed. Unfortunately, 24 people so far, lost lives in it. But as I say, the news report I saw yesterday, they were over in a helicopter, and they said that they were allowed to come down lower because the planes aren't out there. And the ironic thing is, some houses, there'll be burnt out houses, and there'll be just one house stood in the middle that didn't get touched, So it's.
No, I guess it's
crazy.
Just the wind and path, isn't it?
Just the wind and path, and those embers. But it's.
And maybe it will be as the years go on, and we've seen it. We've seen it in like Australia, where they have fire breaks now. That they deliberately bulldoze a massive area. That's like, well, if a fire does come, even with the wind, the flames, there's nothing for them to continue to burn to. And maybe, if this is something that's regular, that they're going to have to put in. I don't know. It's.
But I mean, also the shocking thing that I read was that in 2023, all the insurance companies stopped. Reinsuring households, wasn't it?
I saw that, because of the previous fires, they wouldn't. They won't insure people.
They've made billions of dollars out of people insuring.
I think it's something like 70%, isn't it, of people that have lost their houses?
Had no insurance. And I think it was the same issue with the floods recently, wasn't it? The insurers then said, found ways out of it that you were insured for that, but you weren't insured for this, and. It's always the same whenever there's a major disaster. These insurance companies seem to find a way to wiggle out of it or not pay up. But I mean, that is a total, environment that needs to be rebuilt from the ground up, isn't it? It's just
just a clean-up operation as well. It's going to be something just unknown for that region.
Of Los Angeles, after what the National Weather Service calls the strongest windstorm to hit Southern California in more than a decade. Officials say the exact cause of the fire is not yet known. So let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Monica Woods now, tracking the latest on the wind conditions tonight.
Right, and so you can take a look at some of the flames that are still burning for tonight at the Palisades fire. These particular cameras have been quite active with embers kind of flying around here. As we look out towards these live pictures provided by UC San Diego and Alert California. This is the Eaton fire. This is just looking off in the distance, a big plume of smoke there. And then the Hearst fire, that one was the Sylmar fire just a little bit ago, and then they renamed that to the Hearst fire, but there's several fires burning throughout the region. Some of those embers just kind of flying around with our red flag warning in effect deep through tomorrow with a particularly dangerous situation. We've been seeing peak wind gusts at 50 to almost 80 miles per hour, and this will continue overnight into early Wednesday with extremely critical fire weather. Some of the air quality issues that are brewing right now, especially as night falls, this smoke will just settle in. Although we still have those strong offshore winds, we're still dealing with really poor air quality. Locally, we still have our wind advisory in effect until 7 in the morning, but winds are at a much lower clip here, only at about 30 to 35 mile per hour peak gusts in the valley and towards the coastal region. As far as those sustained winds out of the northwest at about 15 to 20 miles per hour, it's all because of this setup. This is what's so dangerous out there. Offshore winds as that low settles into the Great Basin. Here comes our high pressure ridge, and we'll continue to track those winds through tonight, but you can see they'll lighten up for tomorrow. We need a break in Southern California, too.
Sounds good, Monica. Thank you.
Well, it doesn't
Tonight,
sound
President
good.
Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris put out statements
Obviously, that
in
was
response to the fire.
a week ago, wasn't
The president says in part in a post on X, quote, "I have offered any federal assistance that is needed to help suppress the terrible Pacific Palisades fire."
Vice President Kamala Harris also released a statement saying in part, quote, "As a proud daughter of California, I know the damage that wildfires have on our neighborhoods and communities. I also know the impact is often felt long after the fire is contained." And as we told you last night, President Biden was set to visit the Coachella Valley today to speak about new national monuments.
However, due to the weather issues in the area, the event was canceled today. The White House says he plans to reschedule next week. Remember, for the latest developments on the fires in Southern California, just download the free ABC 10 Plus TV streaming app.
There you go. I mean, that's, like I say, that's a week ago, and I've seen clippets on the news of obviously the planes, more planes that have come in, and just devastation of houses. You know, like you say, there's no way back from fire, is there? It just takes everything out.
And you know, unfortunately, all your worldly possessions, unless you walk out the door with some, are gone forever. We've seen some of the sort of stars come out. You know, I think Paris Hilton is one that said, you know, she's lost her place, and loads of the stars have all lost theirs. I saw the news footage of the news footage of the sort of Mexican firefighters flying in. I think San Francisco, they drove down for 9 hours and sort of doing, you know, 14-hour days. So everybody's pulling together, do what they can, but it's just like, you know, you think you put it out, and it just, the wind whips it back up again, reignites those embers, and off you go, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, definitely.
So very sad. You know,
it is sad.
Again, we hope that anybody that we know, our regular viewers and that, are all safe and well, and you know, you're not affected by this, because can't think of anything worse.
No, yeah, absolutely, 100%. All right, well, there you go.
Yep.
One that, you know, felt right to do, wasn't it, to look at and just give our support as Brits. Thanks for watching today.
Cheers.
We'll be back tomorrow for another reaction video. Until then, it's goodbye from me.
Goodbye from him over there. You take care out there, all of you.
Indeed.